783, or you can text in on 0487 991057. Now, they say don't believe everything that you read. And there was one little article in today's NT News that might have had you choking on your toast this morning. I mean, it's great news if it's true, but is it your experience? Apparently, you are getting more sleep than any parent in any other state or territory across Australia. And in even better news, apparently territory parents are getting a whopping average of 8.12 hours every night. That's on average. So some nights, apparently we're getting even more. The findings are from a study by a company called Glow Dreaming. They're up front. They make sleep lamps which you're meant to put next to your child's bed. So let's have a look at this study this afternoon. And are there some factors in the Northern Territory that do put us apart? And has this been your experience? Do you ever get a sleep of 8 hours total? Aloni Benau is the founder of the company. She's also a sleep expert, and she's with me this afternoon. Thanks for your time.
How are you?
Oh, hello, Aloni. My apologies.
No, that's okay.
My apologies indeed. Hey, look, when I read this, I'm going to admit to you, it was a bit hard to believe because it's certainly not the experience in our house. So is this the real deal, that you spoke to territory parents and people were getting on average more than 8 hours a night?
That's correct. It's not 8 continuous hours, it's 8 hours in total. So we looked at that as compared across, in the Northern Territory, we looked at 300 families out of a total of 2,000 families that we work with on a day-to-day basis over 6 months. Over 6 weeks.
Okay, so you spoke to 300 families in the Territory, and does that mean the rest of that 2,000 was interstate?
Correct, yes.
Okay, well look, that's reasonable. And so tell me exactly what you found out in terms of how our sleep apparently compares to all of their sleep.
What we found, it was really interesting that there's a very strong correlation between the stress levels of the parent and how well the parent actually looks after themselves as compared to the sleep that the child actually gets. You can't really just look at the child in isolation. You need to look at both the parents and the children together. And what we found was in the Northern Territory, the stress levels of the parents were actually lower.
So we're more chilled out, okay. Why are we more chilled out?
Basically, I think it's the pace of life. In the big city, in the bigger cities, what we found is the stress and anxiety that comes with work, perhaps the living standards and everything associated with that, seem to have a detrimental impact on the parent. I don't know if there's financial stress. Some of them were struggling under the financial stresses as well, and that had a huge impact. And then we also looked at the other factor, the other key factor was self-care, how well the parent actually looks after themselves. And it doesn't necessarily mean food or exercise, it's just taking time for themselves and actually looking after themselves. And we found that in the Northern Territory, the parents are actually looking after themselves more than anywhere else in Australia.
Well, if that is the case, go Territorians. If you're listening and you think this reflects your experience, I would love to hear it this afternoon. 1300 019 783. Ironically, I mean, you guys are pushing products to help sleep, and you're proving that we don't need any of them because we're doing well.
That's very much the case. So I suppose we started selling a device probably 3 years ago, and what we found that for 70% it worked out of the box, but we didn't want to give up, but this was based on our personal experience. So that other 30%, how could we help them?
Okay, all right. Fair enough.
So it's how understanding that relationship between parent and child.
Yeah, so it is interesting though, isn't it, just to get a sense of how the environmental factors actually affect what's going on at night. Now, I understand you also found that the Territory has by far the least amount of kids with sleep issues. Tell me more about this.
That's correct.
This will make Territory parents feel good about themselves.
And it is. If you look at the average hours that children of certain ages are supposed to sleep and how they perform against other states, it seems that the Northern Territory, based on our data, and we have 60,000 customers now, based on our data, that the Northern Territory actually have the least amount of issues.
I love it. So basically, we're all fine. We're doing really well. And well done us. Hey, really nice to talk to you this afternoon. And look, it's good news. And so even if we're all feeling sleep deprived, maybe we can at least walk away thinking we're less sleep deprived than our counterparts interstate.
Most definitely. And I suppose for the listeners, the three important things to think about when it comes to sleep, it's the psychological, it's the behavioural, and then it's the physical environment as well. And if you target those three areas, you'll improve your sleep even more.
Oh, thanks for the tips, Aloni. See you.
Absolute pleasure. Bye.
Aloni Benau, who's a sleep expert and who did this research, spoke to 2,000 families, 300 of them from the Northern Territory, and found that apparently we get more sleep than any other parents